So in the early stages of establishing your e-commerce business, and especially as you get further and further down the line, it's really important that your customers or your potential customers feel some sort of connection with you. That is what is inevitably going to get them to buy from you if they perceive your product as something similar to what someone else offers. And so if you don't have a product differentiation, if you're not considered what I would say like a marketer's one, that's what we call a market of one. And I'll use an example of Karmic cold pressed juice, which is what I co-founded with my brother in 2013, that now does 7 figures per year. We were considered a market of one because we cold pressed juice cleansing space, and our differentiator was that we contain less than 5% fructose in every juice or every cleanse. So that was our market of one. We were the only ones in the market that did that. And to my knowledge, there's probably only a couple that have copied Karmic at this point, but obviously the ship has sailed in terms of catching up to that brand. So if you don't have some sort of differentiator, which I think fundamentally everybody should have that, and if you're still perceived as very similar, you still need something else behind you that's going to differentiate you from everyone else in the market. Otherwise, you're just playing a price war. But if you still struggle to get that resonance with your audience of why you are different, how you are different, why they should buy from you, then there's another way that you can actually build connection with people. And that is having your business for a higher purpose than yourself. And what I mean by that is if you believe in some sort of charity, for example, or organization that you actually want to support, and your brand through its own sales or its own, say, goodwill even, is going to contribute to this, let's call it fund or charity, then that is something that people can connect with. So for example, if your brand says, 10% of profits this month or this year or whatever ongoing will go to the Cancer Council, for example, or Leukemia Foundation, then that is something that can connect with your audience. Now, I really sort of preface this by saying it has to be genuine. If it's fake or it's just a marketing ploy, then it's never going to work or be sustainable, and people will see through that. So I'll just assume that it is kind of genuine, but something that, again, that can build the connection with an audience and not even necessarily differentiating your product against someone else. It's more like, well, I prefer Amazon. I prefer this beautiful local business that supports local charities or organizations. I'm going to buy from you, even if it's a little bit more expensive. And so this is something that our clients within our Ecom Blueprint community have done. Quite a few of them have done. And it is something that you can use to talk about. Again, not necessarily to drive more sales, like push this, push that. It's like buy from us because we donate to charities. It's not necessarily anything like that, but you do need to have a level of awareness because you can't assume that people know that that's exactly what you do. And so by actually call it promoting it, but not using it as a sales tool, it sounds a bit ironic, you will make more sales and you will be able to contribute more money, right? And so this is where it can become, as I say, like I love the idea of building something or building a business for a higher purpose than, say, ourselves. I've seen people do that very, very successfully for a greater cause. You think about the thank you orders and the big global companies that have done this successfully as well. It absolutely works. But again, the founder has to really genuinely believe in this and actually genuinely contribute. Again, we've had other clients who have contributed to, again, I mentioned cancer councils, but Beyond Blue for mental health, other charities, whether it's for homelessness or whatever it might be. And it's been an amazing mission that they've shared with their audience, with their community, and actually brought people into their tribe through these means. And so if you are sort of stuck and you're kind of thinking and looking internally, how can I actually contribute outside of myself or this business? Like what is a purpose or a higher mission that people can actually get on board with and support me to support them with? Because it does genuinely build that relationship and that connection and authenticity with you. Again, it can come through your content. It come through, wouldn't even necessarily say your ads, but certainly emails and organic socials where it's like, hey, this is how much we've donated this week or this month. Just genuinely thank you for everybody. This is what the charity is going to do with this money, for example. This is what it actually provides, and you've been a big part of this. So it's like it's a gratification and rewarding system for your customers as well. And whilst they may not necessarily specifically to buy from you to have that contribution because they could just donate it themselves, it's going to make them feel good. I can basically 100% guarantee that some of their money that they're giving to you and they get a product or obviously an exchange is going to the higher purpose than what the business actually is. So this is something that if you haven't thought about, I've been thinking about quite recently. To be honest, Karmic never did this or hasn't done it yet. I haven't done it with my other businesses. And it's something I'm starting to think a little bit more about. How can I contribute to society outside of myself or my business or, my customers and, the people that I employ? That's obviously a contribution contribution in itself. But if it is something that I strongly believe in and genuinely want to put my heart into, then I will go ahead and do that. And so again, if you have something like that, if there is something dear to your heart, it might be through family or friends or some sort of connection, then don't hesitate to make it part of your business and bring a tribe together and market it or advertise it or just tell people about it, is what I basically mean in that aspect. Not using it as leverage or to your advantage, just a really nice to have a really nice mission and connection that people can have. And who knows, you may even hear people's stories and how it relates to you. And by you sharing your story, your connection, your affinity to that cause, people will start to come out of the woodwork and again, find that connection with you. And it might start small. That's totally fine. But over time, it will build and build and build as long as it comes through all of your material. It's, put on your website, it's put on your socials, it's through your correspondence about what you do, how you help people, and why you have a higher purpose outside of yourself. So I just wanted to share that with you because a few people have been bringing that up within our paid community about how they can not take advantage of it, but use it to their advantage, if that makes sense. And I framed it in a way that I just explained, meaning you absolutely want to tell people about it. You want to have it on your footers of your emails. You want to create specific emails for it, specific posts, stories, all right, just about how much you're contributing and how much of a difference that is making in our society. Because people that do contribute to things outside of themselves, especially charities and things, play a huge part in our society, and everybody wants to feel good about that, especially your customers. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully it's valuable for you if it's something you've thought about in the past. Maybe people can feel a little bit shy about, call it promoting it, but it's actually just educating or telling people about it. It's not a promotion or as I say, taking advantage or leveraging a marketing tactic by saying that you support a charity. It's just openly saying that we are proud and we are thankful to have you contributing to this charity for you as well, right? So that's just some thoughts there. It might be useful for you at the stage you're at, or it might be useful for you, down the line. But when we've seen brands struggle to get connection with their audience, this is something that has really done well for them. And as I say, even through that greater purpose, created more motivation and stamina and more strings to their bow as to why they are special and why they should succeed in business, really. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you enjoy my content. If you are, of course, like and subscribe. I'd love to share more about e-commerce. I'm sharing it weekly. But other than that, thanks for being here. Thanks for making it to the end of this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.